HA, polite, humble, adaptive. And what is this? It's for your effective communication. Because we become engineer, we qualify CSC, Civil Services Examination. We become a good doctor. We qualify MBBS and MD, CPMT earlier, but now NEET examinations. But what we lack a better and effective communication. And if we lack effective communication, just imagine that your life is going to be doomed. People are not going to follow you as an effective leader and communicator. That is why you need a better communication and effective communication. So today we are going to understand the deep meaning and the method of great and effective communication. First of all, let's understand two stories. One of the time when Abraham Lincoln became the 16th president of USA, one of his colleagues asked and told him, "Hey Abraham, your father is a shoemaker." And Abraham Lincoln that time did not react. Abraham Lincoln did not say that, "Hey, how dare you, I am the president and you are calling my father that my father is a shoemaker." That time he smiled and he said, "Yes, my father is a shoemaker. I also am a shoemaker. If you want shoes for you, I can make shoes for you." And that was never try to react, always respond. So the best tips for communication, ladies and gentlemen, never try to react, always respond. Try to answer politely. That is why I said PHA, polite, humble and adaptive. Adaptability is very important. I would like to tell you another incident of our national father or nation father, Mahatma Gandhi ji. Mahatma Gandhi ji once went to a place where he just interacted to a lady, and there were two ladies, one daughter-in-law, one mother-in-law. And he called कि मैं बहू से मिलना चाहता हूँ. I want to meet daughter-in-law. So daughter-in-law came in a sari and met and touched the Gandhiji's feet and interacted. After that, Gandhiji said, "Okay, you may go now and you can send your mother-in-law." Then mother-in-law came and then he met him. Then he was confused, he was surprised and he just wanted to see both of them together and he called that मैं दोनों को एक साथ देखना चाहता हूँ. तो किसी ने कहा कि दोनों को आप एक साथ नहीं देख सकते. You cannot see both together. उन्होंने पूछा ऐसा क्यों है? Why is it so? Why I can't see them together? Then the person told that कि घर में सिर्फ एक साड़ी है और जब माँ पहन के आती है, बहू सास पहन के आती है तो बहू जो है अंदर रहती है, जब बहू वही साड़ी पहन के आती है तो सास अंदर रहती है. That time Gandhiji realized. And Gandhiji understood, Gandhiji respected, and Gandhiji started wearing that half cloth and which is called his dhoti. तो गांधी जी वहाँ से धोती पहनना चालू कर दिए और लोगों के दिल में क्रांति ला दिए. लोगों के दिल में वो बस गए एज अ फादर ऑफ नेशन, जो है कि राष्ट्र के पिता के नाते. Why? Because he understood the people's emotions, and this is the best communication. But what we do, we make a big blunder. Suppose we are learning English. And when we are learning English, in the phase of learning English, what we do, we start speaking English and we start expressing ourselves in that way that we don't care other emotion. We don't care others' emotions. We ignore and neglect others' emotions because we think that only we are prominent. We are superior. We are valid and we know how to speak English. English speaking is not communication skills. Punjabi speaking is not communication skills. But Japanese is not communication skills. French is not communication skills. Spanish is not communication skills. But what is communication skills? Let's understand it. It means be polite, humble, adaptive, respect, understand, listen. And listen that what is not being said, actually that's very important to understand. But we don't do that. We don't do that. What we make? We just, whenever we just excuse somebody, we say in front of him or her. Whenever we point out some mistakes, we say in front of him or her. Do you think that it is valid, or do you think that it is the positive way to just, blame somebody, to excuse somebody, to actually make him a mistaker or a mistaken person? No. Never try to criticize and comment in front of others. Always take him inside and say that you made this mistake. So always whenever you criticize secretly and compliment and praise publicly. This is what the method of communication is. बट हम एज अ पेरेंट, अपना माता पिता भी क्या करते हैं कि 10 लोगों के सामने बच्चे को पीटना चालू कर दें, गाली देना चालू कर दें, वही बच्चा निगेटिव हो जाता है, इरिटेटिंग हो जाता है और फिर वापस आपको गाली देने लगता है। यू फील लाइक ओ माय गॉड, माय चिल्ड्रन हैव बीन स्पॉइल्ड, मेरे बच्चे तो बिगड़ गए, बिकॉज यू डिड नॉट टीच देम द कम्युनिकेशन, बिकॉज यू मेड अ बैड एंड नेगेटिव कम्युनिकेशन विथ योर चिल्ड्रन. And that is why you have to understand this method of communication, this effectiveness of communication. That's why you never react, always respond. You never react, always respond, and try to care others. What are they feeling? What are their emotions? Because sometimes what happens that we become so fanatic, we become so bigot, we become so prejudiced, and we just start thinking that yes, we are complete. We think that yes, whatever we know, whatever we believe, whatever we trust, that is valid, and nothing is like that. In terms of religion, in terms of casteism, in terms of belief, in terms of faith, in terms of education, in terms of stream, in terms of career, in terms of jobs, in terms of business, in terms of entrepreneurship, whatever you think like what I know that is valid and what others know that is not valid. Listen, my dear friends, listen. Try to understand. For example, if I talk about Burj Khalifa is one of the tallest building. Yes, Burj Khalifa दुनिया में सबसे लंबी बिल्डिंग है, 165 फ्लोर है, लेकिन ऐसा मतलब नहीं कि आप दूसरी बिल्डिंगों को देखना भूल जाएं, दूसरी बिल्डिंगों में रहना भूल जाएं, दूसरी बिल्डिंगों में ऑफिस खोलना भूल जाएं, दूसरी बिल्डिंगों में जाना भूल जाएं. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. माना कि बुर्ज खलीफा सबसे बड़ी बिल्डिंग है. द सेम वे मे बी दैट योर बिलीफ, योर फेथ, योर ट्रस्ट, योर ओन एक्सेप्टेंस, योर ओन नॉलेज, योर ओन इंफॉर्मेशन मे बी एट हाई लेवल. Maybe it is just remarkable, incredible, awesome, great, special, appreciable. But what about others? अगर आप फेरारी में बैठे हैं तो रिक्शे वाले को गाली नहीं दे सकते. आप रसमलाई खा रहे हैं तो इमरती खाने वाले को आप जो है कि थप्पड़ नहीं मार सकते. What you need to listen to him, you need to accept, you need to be polite, you need to be humble, you need to understand, you need to communicate, and you need to articulate, you need to express and also understand his or her emotions. But what we do, we are like कि हम अपने आप में ही सीमित होते जा रहे हैं. और ये जो सीमा है, ये जो लिमिटेशंस है, सीमा हैदर की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ, ये जो लिमिटेशंस है, ये जो सीमा है, वो क्या है? वो आपके माइंड का एक जाल है, एक दीवार है, एक पूरी तरीके से बैरियर है. इसको तोड़ दो और सबको एक्सेप्ट करो. ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. इट इज द बेस्ट वे ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन. अब आप सपोज करो कि इफ यू लव समबडी, आप किसी से मोहब्बत करते हो, तो मोहब्बत में आप अपनी एक्सपेक्टेशंस, अपनी उम्मीदें बता देते हो, अपनी आशाएं बता देते हो, अपनी शंकाएं बता देते हो. जब वो लड़की या वो लड़का अपनी बातों को रखने की बात करता है तो यू स्टार्ट इग्नोरिंग, यू स्टार्ट निग्लेक्टिंग. आप अपना सब कुछ बता देते हो. आज मैं ये करना चाहता हूँ, रोमांटिक मूड हो रहा है, चलो कश्मीर चलते हैं, चलो इस वादी में चलते हैं, चलो घूमते हैं, चले शॉपिंग मॉल चलते हैं, चलो मूवी देखते हैं. लेकिन जैसे वो बताई कि मेरी दीदी की शादी हो रही, बंद कर. We are like बंद कर बकवास. Why is it बंद कर? When you are talking about a lot of nonsense and rubbish things, when you are talking about a lot of points, when she or he says that कि मेरी दीदी की शादी हो रही, you also try to accept it. वो भी उसकी एक इमोशन है, उसको भी आप समझने की कोशिश करिए. But we don't understand emotions. हमारी आदत होती जा रही है. We are being over speaker. We are being motor mouth. We are being actually a kind of speaker that who always want to speak but don't want to listen. But the best part of communication skill is empathic listening. The best part of communication skill is that we, इसीलिए हम भारत के संविधान में देखते हैं we the people of India है, I the person of India नहीं है. हम भारत के लोग एक साथ. जब आप कम्युनिकेशन की बात करते हैं तो we हमेशा वी आए. रिश्ते की बात करते हैं वी आए. लीडरशिप की बात करते हैं वी आए. आप परिवार की बात करते हैं वी आए. आप संगठन की बात करते हैं वी आए. आप इंडस्ट्री और कंपनी की बात करते हैं वी आए. एंड दैट इज वाई दिस वी इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. और वी कभी ये नहीं कहता आई. We never says I, we says we all. और we ये कहता है कि सबसे पहले अलाउ करो अदर्स को बोलने का, फिर अपनी बातें रखो. But what we do, like we make this blunder and this mistake, and that's why please avoid it. If you are habitual of it, avoid it. Try to be emotionally strong. Try to have emotional management, emotional balance, and try to have understanding of emotions, like what is that person trying to say exactly, right? बच्चा आके माँ से कहता है मम्मा मम्मा आई लव यू सो मच, मम्मा बहुत प्यार करता हूँ. मम्मा उस वक्त समझ जाती है कि बच्चा कोई गलती करके आया. वो है कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स. बच्चा छोटा सा होता है, जैसे थोड़ा सा रोता है तो उसको समझ में आ जाता है कि पेशाब कर दिया है. वो रोता है तो उसको समझ में आ जाता है कि बच्चे को भूख लगी है, उसको दूध चाहिए. Why? Because it is the indirect communication, hidden communication. But आज हमारे पास क्या हो रहा है, कही हुई बातों को भी नहीं समझ पा रहे. The said things we don't understand, the told things we don't understand, and we are calling ourselves the giant and the great communicators. Now we can never be until and unless we understand the hidden things, until and unless we read the hidden emotions. That's very important in communication. We have to understand, we need to master it. And if you don't master, believe me and trust me that you can never actually, adapt yourself. You can never adopt a different atmosphere and different environment. You can never call yourself an effective leader. You can never call yourself an effective entrepreneur and a trainer. And that's why if you want to be a mentor, a trainer, a public speaker, communicator, and a leader, what you need a better, polite, humble, and great and effective communication skills. And learn it. Start from today, because we have received a lot of calls, a lot of messages that who are facing a lot of problems because they don't have this communication skills. And who don't have communication skills, believe me and trust me that they are going to face a lot of barriers. That's why my kind request to you all that if you have this lack now, if you have this weakness, right, you just try to improvise, try to improve, get rid of this. Now try to cut it from your life and be an effective and be a boss of yourself. Have communication skills and be an effective communicator, and just reap the mark of your name and the name of your mark in everybody's heart. Thank you very much. May God bless you, ladies and gentlemen.